If I woke up tomorrow and I had to lose 70 pounds all over again, I wouldn't touch a single crash diet and I wouldn't spend hours killing myself in the gym. Honestly, the first thing I would do is grab a pen and a piece of paper. Look, if you're tired of the yo yo dieting cycle and you feel like you came to the fitness game late, you're in the right place. Welcome back to Muscles Woke Up Late. Today, I'm sharing the exact 5 things I would do from day one to rebuild my body and mindset for good, starting with the psychological trick that made my eating habits real. Most people are failing at their diets because they're playing a game of hide and seek with their calories. That's why, for number one, I recommend writing down everything you eat physically on paper. And you may think that this is an old school way, there are apps for this, but I found what helped me the most is physically seeing what I was eating on paper. And a lot of times, I would get people coming up to me asking me, how did I lose weight? Telling me that, oh, I don't eat that much. And I thought the same thing. I was the same way. But once I wrote everything down and I estimated the calories attached to each item, I realized that I was eating a lot more than I thought I was. And that's because you may take a little bite here, a little bite there, and those bites add up. For example, I was eating 2 to 3 handfuls of nuts every day. And I didn't realize that those were adding up to 200, 300 calories every time I would grab a handful of nuts. So I recommend writing everything down and you'll see you can make adjustments along the way. For example, what happened to me is once I wrote things down and I saw how much I was eating, I can see in my journal that I started getting better. So I wouldn't even change a single thing about your diet at first. Just write it down and then make adjustments along the way. If your plan to lose weight requires you to grasp for air or destroy your knee on day one, you are guaranteed not to make it to day 30. As a late starter, one of the biggest hurdles to working out is the fact that you're dreading the grueling workout. So, number two, I recommend starting small with your workout. And that's one thing that I did when I first started. I literally worked out for 20 minutes a day. And that was because I was busy at the time. And then also, I was really overweight. And so I just wasn't used to working out. So I wasn't doing the right workout, but at least what I would do is I just went into the gym for 20 minutes and I would get on 2 cardio machines. And I don't recommend that workout, but I do recommend starting small. So that could be a 10-minute walk after lunch or a 20-minute walk after dinner, but it's just get your body moving. And walking is definitely a lot better than high intensity cardio because walking reduces the stress hormone. You also get a little bit of sun. Number three, I would start lifting weights. Your muscles don't have a birth certificate. They don't know if they're 20 or 40. They only know if they're being challenged. So, one of the biggest things that I would do is I would start lifting weights. And I know previously I said start small with walking or doing, some form of cardio, but as you progress, I would recommend starting a weightlifting program. And that's one of the biggest mistakes that I made when I first started my fitness journey. I didn't take weight training seriously. Muscle is the ultimate metabolism booster that will help you keep the weight off permanently. And then also, as you're on this fitness journey and losing weight, it will help reduce the amount of loose skin that you have. And if you've already lost weight, it will help fill in the skin or loose skin that you have. And I would focus on progressive overload, which I talk about in my other videos. And that just means getting slightly better. It means either increasing the weight over time, increasing the number of reps, slowing down your intensity so that you're challenging your muscle. Number four, I would stop eating fast food. Fast food isn't just bad for your waistline. It actually hijacks your brain chemistry to keep you hungry, frustrated, and addicted. Fast food is a major psychological trigger that keeps the yo-yo dieting cycle alive. Now, this may sound extreme to you, or it may sound like a fad or something temporary, but it's not. This is something that I've done, and it didn't happen overnight. I didn't just wake up one morning and say that and stop eating fast food, but it happened over time, and I genuinely don't miss it. When you eliminate something for 2 to 3 weeks, your brain rewires, your taste buds reset, and then, like I said, you won't miss it. And I I can't remember the last time I've had fast food, maybe on a road trip, and that's okay. But because my brain has been rewired, it's just not something that I'm used to doing. But before, when I was overweight, it was just kind of a habit. I would just go and grab food. And now what I do is if I know I'm going to be out, I may eat before I leave the house, or I pack healthy snacks. So just start replacing the fast food with healthy, well balanced meals. And like I said, eventually you won't miss it. So I would focus on high protein meals because those will keep you full longer, and over time, you won't even think about stopping at McDonald's or stopping at Taco Bell. You will just get used to waiting until you get home, or even picking up, those healthy kind of pre-made meals at Whole Foods or Publix. Number 5, ditch the liquid calories. One of the easiest ways to accidentally wipe out an entire week of hard work is to drink your calories rather than eating them. Drinking sugary soda, coffee, sweet tea, or alcohol provide zero fullness, but they pack on hundreds of calories. And this isn't something that you have to do overnight. You could start small by swapping out one sugary soda a day with water. And you can continue to progress until all of your liquid intake is completely calorie free. So, some small examples of things that you could do is, and these are things that I've done. So, instead of drinking your coffee with a ton of cream, you could put just less cream, or you could do no cream. I know that's sometimes it could be pretty hard because it may not taste as good. And then one of the biggest changes that I made is I used to drink margaritas until I realized that margaritas have almost 500 calories. So now I will have, a little bit of alcohol with some lime juice, which is significantly lower. And most restaurants now they'll have skinny margaritas, they'll have lower calories. So there are a lot of other items that you could swap out for, but this is definitely one thing that you don't want to mess up, is to eat healthy but then mess it up by drinking soda or high calorie alcohol. Losing weight permanently is not about running a perfect marathon. It's about mastering these 5 simple steps, no matter when you start. If you're tired of the yo yo diet cycle and you're ready to rebuild your body, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And drop a comment below. Which of these 5 simple steps are you starting tomorrow?